It's WG, bring your SMB, and welcome to Night at the Hunt 5. Night at the Hunt 5, let's talk buffs. So Inspiration is basically a must-have because Iona shields herself, which means she gains the major magical damage up, which she can then have before you have to boost her with Fleeting Bella, overall netting you a damage increase. This one's useless, this one's useless. This you can try out if your time actually takes long and you just want to clear the fight, use a Weathered Covenant. It's a pretty good buff. Outside of that, then Shining Moon is going to be the best for most of you because when Timeless Iona uses her ult, which should be the first ult in the rotation, you're going to get the all damage up minor for all your units. But you can also try the Rising Moon, where if you use a half moon, you're going to get the crit rate up and crit damage up. So it's pretty much the blue one plus any of the moons. So pick any of the two moons. Outside of that, let's get into the fight. Let's have a look at the rankings. And yeah, I guess I'll tell you everything you need to know. So, the way this whole fight works is pretty simple. And there's one key unit that actually makes this fight kind of better or worse or whatever you want to say. But Augustine, if you have an Augustine, if you read his talent, when a unit with otherworldly mark dies, allied units recover 1 blood soul, which means if you mark someone with his talent, which you naturally do through the pull-in special, and then that target dies, you get 1 blood soul, allowing you to pull off your rotations with a, I believe it's between a 2 and a 2.5 second head start, which is quite important when you're looking at times in the 20-second margins. So Augustine is quite nice. You want to pull this healer guy right here. And then also, you want to kill the guy as fast as possible so that your Timeless Iona can ult as fast as possible so you can get the damage buff as fast as possible. And the way you do that is by bringing assassins. So you can do a couple things, like for example, bring Nicole and a Hearty, bring Nicole and a Gilrain. The reason why Nicole is so nice is because Nicole on her rush then applies the 4 stacks of the bleed. And the reason why we have Lemine here is because Lemine has this start of the battle hit. You can see how this one is going to hit the unit right here. And that is further going to weaken the guy. So our goal is to speed kill him. Furthermore, the order here is quite important. And that is by having an assassin that dashes into the unit before Augustine can pull them, rather than Augustine pulling the unit in, Augustine pulls himself towards the unit, which then also leads the rest of the units to move and congregate around this guy, buying you more distance from your Timeless Iona, allowing your Timeless Iona to do more damage. Set-wise, best medium set goes to Nicole, second best goes to Augustine, best light armor set goes to Timeless Iona. Artifact-wise, you want a basic attack artifact on your Timeless, you want a debuff artifact on Augustine, you want a debuff artifact on Nicole, because Nicole will apply the 4 bleeds anyway. On the mean, you can go with the crit rate artifact and then pretty much try it until she crits, which should do it faster. And the funny part about this fight is it is actually fully autoable, so you'll just have to run the autos until you get a faster time. Okay, maybe it's not that funny, but yeah, you can also replace Lemine with a Gilrain, who's then again going to rush in and do the on-rush damage if you don't have a Lemine. And if you don't have a Gilrain, you can just use a Hearty, and if you don't have a Nicole, you can still use a Gilrain. Another benefit of why Nicole is here is because Nicole can trigger her Blood Moon at just 2. So this is the rotation you want to put in. Timeless Iona first, followed by Fleeting Bella, followed by Nicole. And yeah, with this fight being on auto, this is pretty much it. You just hit complete, you watch your units attack, you see how your units start dealing with this enemy right here. The units deal with you as enemy. Timeless Iona ults first, then she's going to start taking care of the units. Fleeting Bella is going to go into Timeless Iona, and then you're going to have a Nicole to finish it all off. And that is going to yield you your result in the whatever margin you have. If you can't kill as fast, then obviously introducing different characters works, but really for like the highest second clears, using Augustine is quite essential in that you apply this buff to that unit so that the unit dies and you get the bonus. You can run this as long as you want to, and I'm not going to talk about anything specific, but you might even get a special surprise in between. Peace!